Our book today is called Fiona Flamingo. On a beautiful sunny afternoon where life was simply the best, a little flamingo named Fiona hatched from her egg in a nest. Little Fiona grew up, making lots of friends. They played flamingo games from day's start to day's end. As the time passed, the birds all became stronger. They also got pinker, and their feathers grew longer. They grew pinker and pinker. With each feather they grew. They got bigger and bigger until some of them flew. Fiona remained featherless until it happened one night. She woke up with feathers, but they were bright white. The other flamingos gasped and stared at her in shock. They couldn't believe what they were seeing and wildly began to squawk. Her friends looked at the white feathers, not knowing what to think. "You're not the right color. Flamingos are supposed to be pink." With everyone shouting, Fiona began to get scared. She looked at her feathers, and then she looked at theirs. "You don't have to be so loud, and please don't make a scene." That's when Fiona started shaking, and her feathers turned to green. When her friends saw the change, they squawked louder and meaner. Fiona got more anxious, and her feathers grew greener. Her friends looked at the green feathers, not knowing what to think. "Stop being so silly, Fiona. Flamingos are supposed to be pink." "Oh no," said Fiona. "This is worse than just bad." But her friends kept on squawking, and then Fiona got mad. "You're making me angry," she jumped and furiously said. That's when Fiona started yelling, and her feathers turned to red. The flock became silent, hoping things would get better, but Fiona got madder, and her feathers grew redder. Her friends looked at the red feathers, not knowing what to think. "Don't you think you should calm down now? Flamingos are supposed to be pink." They all rushed to hug her, and now Fiona felt bad. Her anger was fading, but now she felt sad. She whimpered and cried, "I'm all mixed up in hue." That's when Fiona started sobbing, and her feathers turned to blue. The flock watched from afar, and their concerns grew truer, but Fiona just got sadder, and her feathers grew bluer. Her friends looked at the blue feathers, not knowing what to think. "Just what kind of bird are you? Flamingos are supposed to be pink." No one could cheer her up, so instead they stayed away. That's when Fiona got lonely, and her feathers turned to gray. A young chick floated up, with a gaze so pure and true. "I hope my feathers change colors when I'm as big as you." Fiona flashed a happy smile, and her feathers erupted in color. It was a surprise to everyone. No feather was like any other. Pink, white, and green. Red, blue, and gray. She was every single color now, and that's the way she'd stay. The entire flock gathered around, and Fiona gave a big wink. "I guess we've all learned a lesson here. Flamingos don't have to be pink."